Here we are again. Oh, I'm here again. It's a beautiful day. I've come to do a bit more on the boat. Oh God, I'm starting to think about the springtime, the summer. It's, you know, you start to feel that heat in the sun again. It's just really lovely. But yeah, come to do a bit more. Try and finish that floor off. I've started to look at putting the table up as well, because we've never been able to do that. It's never had the holes in the floor, strangely enough, but the table and the legs have always been stowed just under the gunnel, but it's never had the ability to do that. So I'm putting that in today. Trying to just establish that hearth as well, really, because the position of the hearth has a knock-on effect to everything else, really, where my ply comes to on the sideboards under the gunnel, because obviously you can't have anything, I don't want anything combustible behind the fireboard. I just want to create a gap from the edge of the boat, from the steelwork. So as long as there's nothing combustible behind there, I don't need to build in the 10mm gap. So yeah, that's what I want to do today. I want to try and get that in place. I'm going to remove that rad. So I'm expecting water from that. Once it's done though, then I'll think about how I connect it back up afterwards. But let me just get the dirty side of it out of the way, and that's going to be good. And I've had lots of ideas sent to me with regards to positioning of my water pump. So, and most of those are all options I can look at. Yeah, let me crack on. So I've got to the part now where I'm trying to establish some sizes and where I need to get to. So that's going to be the height of my hearth there, and so that then tells me how much I need to take off my calcium silicate board, because I want that under the gunnel, which then tells me how much combustible material I have to take off on the sides, because that will just be ply to here. I'll need to find a tidy way of finishing whatever that gap is. But that gap's, you know, that calcium silicate is going to fit under here somewhere, because this is steel. As long as there's no wood there, and as long as there's none of this horrible polystyrene stuff there, there's my natural air gap. So I can go straight onto the steel with the calcium silicate. So I don't need to build an air gap in, because there's a massive air gap all the way to the side of the boat there. So this is going to fit right under here. So I wanted to establish the height, so I know how much I need to cut off here, so I can get it back into its position. And once that's back in position, then I can calculate where the where this board needs to be then, and then so I can understand how much combustible material I need to take off from this front bulkhead. Again, there's the back wall of the well deck there. This has got steel bars. So again, the material that I take off here, I can use that as battens there. So again, I won't need an air gap. I'll just come straight off that bulkhead there. So that should be okay. I have these moments when I'm working where I kind of shut down. I shut down mentally. I don't know whether it's because I work out of sequence. I end up with too many things to do, and then I don't quite know the best sequence through that, the best way through that, and so I end up standing still, looking at it all, and I waste hours just contemplating what might have to be done, which is very frustrating, because I realise that, you know, I've only got so much time. I'm pleased with what I've done. I've got a bit of a patchworky floor, but that's all right. That's all going to be covered. These are going up now, so that's all right. I've worked out now where my fireboard goes, and I've cut the fireboard, so that's going here. It's going just up under the gunnel here. So I've got to work out how to fix that. Obviously, there's plenty of air gaps, so that's all right. But what do I do? So I've got to put some sort of spaces in here that the fireboard can fix to. Not so bad at the back there, at the front there. all steel. So I can mount direct to that. I've got the air gap steel anyway, so non-combustible. That's all right. I know the height of my hearth, and obviously I've had to work that out so the fireboards could sit onto that properly. And obviously, I think the water pump is probably the one that's started to bug me and hold me up a little bit, because I think the best way to do this, and there's a couple of people told me about this, is putting the water pump into the step, which is a good idea. But obviously at the moment the water outlet from the tank, it then turns left and goes down the port side of the boat down to where all the taps are. So to put my water pump into the step means I've got to sort of flick that over that way and then bring the pipe back round again to come down the port side of the boat. I think what I'm thinking is to do that I've probably got to empty that water tank, because I think in flipping that over that side I'm potentially going to disturb the seal. And this is where I'm getting lazy. This is where I think, oh, I don't want to sit there waiting for the water pump to pump out the water from the tank. So I sit there trying to think of an alternative way. That's the bodger in me, see. I want to bodge my way around it. But I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do. God. No wonder I've been feeling ill. Once I've done that, I can faff around then with my fireboard. I don't want to do all the work here and then find I can't get access to do the work there. So I think I need to go up, before I go any further here, is get that water pipe routing sorted out. So I'm now about to start trying to make an access panel so that I can reach the pump and the stopcock. I'm going to have to drill a hole at a bit of an angle so I can try and then get the jigsaw in to cut out a panel. It might not be pretty, but it should be functional. So now I have access, so I think I can put my water pump into here or into there, and then I can get access to that. I think what might be good is that if I make this section of the step portable as well, so I'll give that some thought, probably take that out and see if I've got some catches that I can then put in place. Right. Turn that generator off. Driving me mad. So now I need to understand how I go about positioning this. I've got all my stuff cut, almost, you know, I've kind of got all my sizes sorted now. So I need to look at brackets. I need to look at how the fireboard fixes to the hearth, to the bed of the hearth. So I'm thinking at the moment just angled steel brackets, sort of out of sight, screw into, and then obviously it'll connect itself on the angle. I don't know. I need to go look at the plastering aisle, I think, and see what angled sort of, you know, that reinforced sort of chrome strengthening corner pieces. Maybe that onto the corner, and again screwed in. That might do the job. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May, and I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said. As it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream, but I won't let it get me down, 'cause this final world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Now there's something that will make Mrs. Lumsden happy. Ever since we've had the boat, there have been no holes in the floor for the table that's been stored under the gunnel. So there we go, Mrs. L, just for you. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I've felt like cutting out, but my heart just won't buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on that big bird, and then I'd fly. So I have yet another question. There, where you see those angles drawn on the floor down there, they're the corners of what should be the base of the hearth, and obviously the X in the middle. I'm guessing is kind of where the centre of the chimney may be. Oh, well, that's the centre of the hearth anyway. That's the centre of the hearth. I suppose the chimney may even be further back. I don't know. I won't see that until I get my stove. But anyway, coming straight up from that centre cross, so coming up onto the ceiling, there's me in my rubbishy wisdom was thinking I'm going to be about there, but I'm not. I'm actually there. I'm right on this edge here, so my circle of my chimney would have to be like that. And I think so. There's me front of my cabin top, down my edge, and I think here is about the corresponding point on the inside of the ceiling. So it's a fair distance from the rail there. So I think that's probably all right on the outside. It's just what happens on the inside. So who knows? Maybe that's not where the chimney goes. I won't know till I get my stove. But nevertheless, I could do with knowing. Am I better to just crank the chimney? You know, put a sort of dog leg into it, or am I safe to go up through this bit of trim here, which I assume is this? There's probably the wiring loom maybe up there. I don't know. So just a bit of guidance would be really handy. So yeah, after a couple of days on the boat, then I'm looking in a mess again, but I'm tired now, and so I'm going to go home and come back to it tomorrow and have a tidy up before I start. I think, see where I'm at, see if I can get this water finished, and then I can get back onto sorting out my hearth. So another day done. I'll get me tea.